I don't know if any of that worked, but I hit the button.
I saw a thing pop up, said you were live in the middle. It never does that. That's
are there new features that are fun here?
Yeah.
I'm probably like burning the mic up. I've been hearing recently that I get a little too hot on the mic. I need to like figure out where my better placement is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hello, well met, people of the dice. You are listening to Probability Demise. I'm Rick. We're a group of storytellers playing a nerdy game using chance and our imaginations to do stuff. Atland is our world, and it exists in our imaginations. Thousands of years into the future, planet left vulnerable by science.
And it exists. Magic. Thank you.
This world is
all real. It's all real.
It's all real in my head.
Before they shut us down, we have to tell you.
We're from the future. We're just going to tell you. The magic's cool, but like, dang, we went through some bad, rough patches. Continents have shifted, cities have arisen, and new creatures and wondrous peoples of various origins dot the landscapes. That was probably all flipped around. Thank you for coming with us to explore it together. And today we are taking a sojourn from the middle of combat to have a one-shot because you need a break occasionally. So we are going to do a little bit of a heist today. So Larissa, Jason, I'm so excited to have you join me in this ridiculousness.
You'll find that we've already stolen your wallet. Heist complete. I've already stolen your wallet.
I bet my sleight of hand is higher than your sleight of hand.
Me too.
And
high, I peeked at your characters. Peeked is the operative word. And then I haven't looked back. So I am going to get to be surprised by all the fun, ridiculous things that you two get up to. So please be our
the time that I had to create it, I will also be surprised by many of the things I can do. So,
well, keep that features tab open, I guess. I don't know if either of you chose spellcasters. I honestly blanked it all out because I was trying not to remember because I want to be surprised. So I'm excited. Woohoo! All right. We don't really have any announcements, I don't think. And we do have some merch. You can get our happy little cemetery stone with POD instead of rest in peace at t.pub.lick/podcast.
At TeePublic. The website is TeePublic.
TeePublic. t.pub/lick. Yeah, spellings are different. Things are different. Everything's different. It is definitely something that I will not forget.
So lick a t-shirt. Thank you.
Yeah. Buy a shirt, lick a shirt, own a shirt. Unless you two decide otherwise, I think we're skipping the word of the day. We're skipping the commercial. We have no recap because this is a one shot. So we can get right into the madness. Look at that for shortening our format. Just going to revel in that silently and leave a lot of dead air in the middle of this podcast just for that. Cool. Welcome to a conspiracy without agency.
It's cool. I wasn't talking or anything.
I totally cut you off like this. I think that is going to be more of a trait now because I feel like I've hit you so many times, like at the end of a punchline or like before you got to the punchline, or because I hit it and there's like a little bit of a delay before it seems to click through. And I'm like, oh,
it's all right. I was going to say, last time on Probability of Demise, we sprang into existence. We had no history.
Yes, you began. Poof. That's great. I like that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will just set the stage a little bit for the two of you. People who listened may have some of this knowledge. People who've never listened before, this is all brand new. But you are in the location known as Canyonville.
Oh, shit.
Contemporaries with, as Jason said before, with the Timeless Trio, and yet not folks who've necessarily run into them or not. And you have a little bit of a different history and story. So I would just love to hear, Larissa and Jason, about your history, characters, background, your 6,000 siblings, all listed out in alphabetical order, or just like a brief summary of what you look like and what you do and why you might be in Canyonville. Also, do you know each other?
I have 26 siblings. Their names are Adam, Billy, Carl,
Darla.
3 is all you need.
Daryl.
Just the alphabet.
Daryl, Earl, Frank.
My brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
Don't forget Gerard and Hilla, Ina.
Yeah.
I literally can't count the alphabet that way. I just panicked. My brain just ran away with it.
With a K.
Well, Jana.
I'll go first.
Okay.
My character's name is Myra. To look at her, she's a long, slender. Basically, she looks like a goblin if you put her on the taffy machine from Willy Wonka. She got stretched out a little bit.
Yeah, those of you who've played D&D before, Verdun.
But to my knowledge, goblins didn't really. Oh no, I'm thinking of the other spot, aren't I? So I'm not sure what the possibility of goblins are on this.
You're about to make it up.
Hey, all right.
World building.
So, I would say.
I might say probability of goblins.
I would say that kind of like how magic existed before what we would consider contemporary Earth and was trapped away and then was released again recently in current events in Atland. Goblins existed at that time as well. And then they kind of disappeared along with magic. And then as magic was infused into the world again and people started changing, goblins kind of, the essence of what would be goblins came back into the world as Verdans.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. That works great. Some lore built for Atland, and also it totally makes me remember the medieval thoughts about how you make a rat. You just put a pile of gross stuff in a corner in the dark, and then rats will spontaneously appear.
I've never heard that before. That's amazing.
Oh, there's some awesome medieval beliefs around how things happened, like what the provenance of certain things were.
I mean, if a witch floats.
Yeah. If a wink floats too. Yeah. So what is your character's name?
Myra. My character's name is Myra. And she is, for all intents and purposes, right? That's what
Yes.
Okay. A professional thief.
All right. And what is Myra's name spelled? Like, is it the MYRA or something?
Yes.
That's so cool.
You can see it on the bottom.
Oh, I can. Okay, cool.
Did you see Jason's character's name?
Jason, what about your character?
My character's name is Klepto. He's a monk and a priest. No, just kidding.
That is such an awesome
future character. He is a professional thief also. He wants to be the best thief in the history of all thiefdom. And so that's like his long-term career goal. He's just escaped from jail in Underton, where he was arrested for trying to steal the largest diamond in Underton ever mined. And then when all of like the upheaval with Tanzanite's mother like made everything weird in Underton, he was able to like leverage that and escape. And then he ran to Canyonville, I guess.
Nice.
But he is a tiefling, which I don't know if we've had tieflings yet either in our...
You get to make up the history and story, because the tieflings we have, I've never given you background on. So where do tieflings come from?
Yeah.
This is more than I thought about.
We're just making it up on the spot.
Hey,
I'm going to say...
If Rourke has to put a one-shot together in a couple of days, you can...
I'm just trying to think of... Like, generally speaking, they have demonic blood. Like, they're human/demon hybrids, right? That's what a tiefling is, I think.
That it's up to you now. You're designing tieflings for our world right now. But yeah, the demonic thing is kind of the
like the tieflings that we've seen. Like, when did we start seeing them? Like recently, or
it was the group that it wasn't the group that we ended up trying to save the kid and the captain and.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, those were some of them.
He makes it, I swear. He does.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they had their horns cut off and all of that. Yeah. So they come from across the sea. Far, far away across the sea.
That has been totally the thing I've been using as my throwaway. They're from across the sea. It's like there's going to be whole cultures out there that we have to discover one day.
If it works for Horizon Zero Dawn, you're fine.
Yeah, I think it's... I'm almost going to say like it's an evolutionary thing, maybe like a forced evolutionary thing. Kind of like, Trixie's squirrelish, like they're almost...
Yeah, like something
goatish,
happened.
like horns. Maybe they're like mountainous people who were created in a mountainous, like a mountain bunker lab or something along that. He's like, my character he's like 5'10"ish. He's got the standard like tiefling horns. He's got like a black, like bushy beard, black hair. Big old bushy beard.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he I'm gonna say, we'll throw a little more history in there. I'm gonna say he comes from one of the like clans that was where all the people were killed by the dragons and like they just scattered all over the world. I'm gonna say like that's how he ended up on this continent, and then maybe like as a raider, and then just became like transitioned into being a thief as he like worked his way into one of the cities.
Nice. So if you haven't picked up already, we are going to go ahead and do a heist type experience. So do the two of you know each other?
Only by reputation.
So as this begins, you've both received instructions to meet a individual who describes themselves as Guildmaster. And that is the only bit of information you've received through your various contacts, trustworthy contacts, or folks that you trust as much as you trust anyone. And they have provided information for meeting up because this is in D&D and we should
One
do
might
this
say
for
my
once.
criminal contact.
Yes. We should do this for once. You received an invitation to meet someone at the tavern.
At the tavern.
I think that's the first time I've run anything with the tavern as the startup point. Maybe. I'm not
sure.
Come
on. We love a cliche.
You gotta do it occasionally.
I'm not going to do it.
So you enter into this tavern space, and it is, pleasantly enough, Falling Rock Bar. Since you already kind of know the vibe of this steampunk-inspired sort of bar space, can you just describe your entry into this space or just like, were you already there? Are you a local? Is this like your hangout? Or is this a foreign bar to you? What does this feel like? Can either of you choose to go?
How far out did we get the invitation?
You got this since you are more local to Canyonville. You've been around for a little bit. You got this a week or two ago, and you've had plenty of time to vet out with your contacts and case the place, all the things that you might choose to do. So
I would have integrated myself.
You would have ingratiated yourself into the space. Klepto, how recently did you arrive in Canyonville?
Yesterday.
So I would say you got this as a tip from someone who assisted with your escape from Overton.
Okay.
Someone who you definitely trusted, or at least knew not.
I do have as my criminal spy background. I have a criminal contact, which is you have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from them, even over great distances. Specifically, you know local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you. So I can
pretty sure that had a perfect roll into that, but yes. So so you're just arriving at the bar for the first time, probably.
Yeah, maybe like yesterday, I walked by it,
scoped it out a little bit, got the layout, but you didn't you haven't taken the steps that Mira has to really ingratiate
with my
yourself.
sword.
See if it would fall down.
Nice. Yeah, I think you when you did that, could you just go ahead and roll a stealth check to see if you? Because I didn't say dexterity saving throw.
I have advantage on stealth. I'm going to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Take advantage of all your advantage. Also, if you want to expend a superiority die, I believe that you can use that to bump up your stealth.
I think so, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to do it yet.
Okay.
Also, we're just starting, so that's a dirty 20.
Yeah. I think that Mira, could you just roll a perception check? Or tell me what your passive is. I know you have a super high passive.
18.
Okay. You see the rock move, but you don't see who moved the rock. And I think the people who are the proprietors of this space are used to people trying to poke the rock. And they're always trying to catch them. It's almost a rite of passage to poke the rock without being caught. And nobody seems to be caught in this moment. But the next day comes. It is the day of the meet. And an individual who doesn't seem to fit into the space so much has arrived. They fulfill the criteria you were handed because you can see that they have the lanky figure, the wild unkept hair, and a pair of really thick spectacles. But that's where things devolve from what you expected. You had been given this image of some sort of either wealthy, eccentric, or something else along those lines. And instead, what you see is they're wearing practical clothing, leather vest and trousers with numerous pockets, tool loops that seem to hold various engineering bric-a-brac. They have a small notebook and pencil, and they're sitting at the table jotting down ideas. Their entrance, Mira, would have been caught by you. And I think what would have stood out to you in that first moments, just in general, is that they seemed a little lost in thought or absent-minded, kind of almost having to be startled by the bartender to remember to order something. And they've kind of commandeered a fairly large table. And the folk here seem to be allowing that space. It's not that they're a local, but they have some sort of, or at least not a local to this bar, but they have some sort of sway in the general overall community that leads you to think that, yeah, people just are going to leave this individual alone for one reason or another. Yeah, so that's what you see. And I think, Klepto, you also see this at about the same time. You can see a few other individuals kind of looking their way occasionally, checking on the person who had been described as the guildmaster to you all.
I would like to stealth over and just like appear in a seat at the table, like as smoothly as possible.
Okay. So this is more of a show for everyone else in the bar than this person, because this person is definitely not paying attention. I would like a performance check rather than a stealth check, because your stealth is lovely and wonderfully high. You are probably, unless you roll in that one.
May I use Asher's performance?
It's my revenge. I'm finally making you do performance.
17.
You are sneaky. The theatricality of this moment is just wondrous. And you...
I feel like before that I was doing like the Aragorn in the corner with the hood up. Like
the dark and broody corner. You appear to show up almost instantaneously. The individual with their notebook and their spectacles kind of like slipping down their face as you pop it into the spine. Hey, you're gonna give me a bit of a thank you. I'm awake. I'm definitely forgot what I was working on. You must be one of the. There were more. It's just you.
As far as I know.
Oh, well, I had hoped to recruit a few more folk. Hold on, maybe more will arrive. And he kind of looks around, very much like trying to spot faces. But you notice his eyes just seem to slide past everyone. Like he's not really looking successfully. Mira, what are you
I'm going to wait till he finishes his scan of the room. And then, actually, hang on. I'm gonna open my microphone app first because I realized it was closed.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna wait till he finishes scanning, like until I can tell that he finishes scanning, and then I'm going to walk over, but like with my drink, and just kind of sway back and forth. I'm going to accidentally bump into him and swipe his. I'm going to spill my drink on him, and I'm going to swipe his coin purse.
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check really quickly. It's going to be contested against his perception.
Well, I still roll like crap, but 21.
You kind of do the jostling bump over. Klepto, go ahead and roll a perception check as well.
This is where I am not good. I had a dump. I use wisdom as a dump stat, and I have a -1. So that's a 6. I don't see shit.
Yeah, you're too busy being really enjoying the moment. You recognize amongst the people here that there are those who are practiced practitioners in the arts of the shadow, and you definitely enjoy the looks of appreciation and the nods, totally unaware that this person, this stumbling, drunk, green-tinted skin person just crashed into your potential patron.
As I do it, I'm going to say, "Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I did not see you there." And then I'm going to like plunk down at the table, and then I'm going to just sober up immediately, grab the pointing person, and go, "I think you dropped this." I mean, no, I took it, but it's yours. Sorry. That was my interview. Hey. There you go.
As he takes back the coin purse, he goes to peek inside of it, and then he jingles it a little bit, and he goes, "Well, I mean, if that's, are you here for the job too?" I feel like this is a bit unorthodox. My camera's wiggling, so I can't seem to control it. I apologize. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna look over at Myra and just be like this client, right? Oh my god. That's the look.
So, have you two worked together before?
We have not.
Yeah. Well, this isn't going to work out. I don't. You need to have trust, like the Timeless Trio has, where they care for each other and they look out for each other all the time, and they're such shining beacons of.
Well, I do care about things. I care about getting paid, and I care about my reputation. So
I also care about those things. I mean, I don't care about your reputation, but I care about mine. So that'll be fine.
I think at the combination of Klepto's skeptical look and Mira, your statement, he just seems very disarmed. Well, okay. Well, then I guess to the task. You will work with each other. So we've misplaced plans for some refinements to our flight deck module. And when you think about the interstitial spaces between the components for launching and relaunching and grapple connections and speed of flight, this is very important that we have the right things in place to do everything that we want to in the most productive way possible. So when you're looking at the engineering around about a hydraulic processor using our new methods within the gem-studded and recalibratable, but often one of the problems, of course, with that is the anchoring systems will interfere with that, of course, and then we have the launch pressure differentiation.
What do you need us to take?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was sleeping with my eyes open. What I miss?
Well, okay. Well, I just need you to go get the plans back from our competitor.
Okay. Who's the competitor?
It's the main team of airship engineers. They the Air Guild. They have a dumb name.
I mean,
do you know where they're being kept?
Oh, yes. Here, I did obtain through various means that I have access to a map of the facility, and I do have some basic information about the security procedures that are in place. And then he kind of just, without really seeming to think it through too much, passes over a folded bit of parchment. And on it, you can see stamped is just very clearly City Records warehouse airship launching platform. So we do know that there are some guards there, and that they do have this large portal through which they like to launch their things, and there is some sort of problem or rumors of a problem down below where some sort of problem for the mining teams. They kind of have full control of all the mining, so they're kind of a monopoly. But this would give us the advantage. And of course, when we're talking about airstream capacities and how to change and shift the dynamic of the overall trajectory of our flight status as a species of humans, and then he gestures to you, and whatever you are's, it's just a way for us to really move forward as a society.
You're paying for this, right?
Yes. We came to the conclusion that this is a major priority for us as a guild, so we're willing to pay top pay. We just don't know what that is. So whatever you ask for within our means, I will make sure you have it.
When do you need this done by? That'll affect the price.
Well, see, they're having a big party tonight, and we need to get this done so that there'll be some confusion as they're setting up, putting some things together. All the manufacturing will be down, but there'll be some like prep and plans. This is like the moment where we can slip you in, because I did get some paperwork to indicate some setup crew or catering crew to get in and do some pre-work. That might help you. You could choose not to use it though, because you are professionals, like you said, and you can do your own thing. You don't have to use the catering paperwork that I. Yeah.
I would like to inspect the catering paperwork. I have proficiency in forgery.
Yeah. He passes you along what looks like he applied for and got 2 jobs, legit jobs, but it's all under false names. So just looking through it, you would be going in as temporary workers from the description here.
Okay. But it seems like fairly legit looking otherwise. Like it's not.
I think go ahead and roll a insight check. And since you have proficiency in forgery, add your proficiency bonus as well as your intelligence modifier.
Can I essentially assist because I have all the same things?
I mean, if you're looking at it with him and looking at it together, I would say that if you're looking at it together and you like your local knowledge, if you're willing to share that and start collaborating with Klepto, then sure.
Do you want to roll instead, and I'll assist you because you probably have a better insight bonus than me.
That's
my wisdom is in the toilet.
My wisdom bonus isn't super great, but I do have.
Yeah, I definitely rolled a 3. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will roll.
So you take the other roll and see what.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like Mira,
what a waste of a natural
20. I mean, you already knew a lot about this, but I feel like with a natural 20, I have to give you more. This is a local catering group. You go to them occasionally for food because they have a little shop. It's kind of like that coffee shop corner place that runs in the morning, but then you know that they have their side gig that is maybe their main method of gaining funds or of staying afloat as a business is their night catering business. And then the morning coffee is really a marketing ploy. They are there. They're strategically placed where the wealthier districts connect to the industrial districts. And so all of those folks who run businesses of various sorts, in the manufacturing world at least, funnel through there every day. And so that is kind of like the locals' coffee shop in the morning. It's also an easy space for that particular catering organization called Murphy's Donuts to make their money. Both in terms of the catering business and advertising for it, but also a little side change in the coffee/confectionery space.
No, this is legit. I know this place. They make the best bennies.
Yeah, and I think with that combination, you know their uniform look. You know, if you have to put that together, you could put that together precisely. Natural 20 being what it is, you've got a solid, you know how to use that to the most advantage that you can get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to use those, that's amazing. Just need to get those plans, and because they'll be busy with the party afterwards, as long as you weren't caught, they won't really notice the plans are missing until the next day, which means we'll have a head start on making sure that we're the prime source of the recombinatory components, which will be required, of course, for the launching of the airships in the future that we really want to see happening. And you just never mind.
How are we
because
getting
I'm doing it again.
paid?
So this is my first time doing this type of thing. So I will just offer you. He looks very uncomfortable.
Why don't we say half now, half upon delivery of the plans? But it's going to be a pretty steep price because this is a less than 12-hour turnaround.
That sounds lovely. That sounds absolutely lovely. What is it half of right now?
Half would be 200.
200 what?
Gold.
Okay. See him take a deep breath.
Each.
You see him take an even deeper breath. That seems quite.
You know what?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage. Because he has disadvantage.
Thank God for advantage. Because one of those is a nat 1. 25.
19 on mine.
He looks between the two of you and goes, well, you seem like honest folk who really, I mean, I appreciate your willingness to engage in this endeavor with me, and I am so excited to see what will happen. And well, you've already had my purse in your hands, so you know there's not much there. But if you will come with me, I can take you to the guild office, and we can get you started with 100 gold each to start.
No, 200 was the half.
200 for each of us up front, 200 upon.
You'll have to remind me as we go. I find that I don't have a good memory, so you'll have to remind me as we go.
You can remember all of that stuff about the airship engine.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about my new idea that I have once we get the plans back?
No, I know how to solve this. I pull out a scrap of paper and I hand him a quill and I say, write it down and then put sign your name next to it. 200 before, 200 each before.
EA before.
200 after delivery.
200 ampersand del EA.
And now sign your name.
Rupert Fredrickson.
All right, Rupert, let's go.
And I snatch it out of his hands and I go, I'll hold on to this and I'll remind you when we get there and I'll remind you when you pay us.
Sounds great. He gets up. The bartender, knowing who he is, says, pay first.
Tell you what, I got this one. And I take out however much it is for his drink.
It's nominal. It's 5 silver for the tonic that he ordered.
Yeah. That's why I got it.
Tonic, no gin.
Definitely not. Like, doesn't even have the social skills to know to order alcohol at a bar.
I would like a gin and tonic. Hold the gin.
Sorry about that. Okay. So you are taken on a bit of a tour of the spaces that make up this section of Canyonville.
Do we go by the donut shop?
No.
Okay.
You don't pass the donut shop here. You do know that it's not terribly far.
Okay.
So You do find the little tucked away office. It looks like some cramped little mess of a hovel full of scrolls, and the door is not locked. So it's no wonder his plans were stolen or taken or whatever. He waves you in, and he steps in after you. So it's just down here. And then he reaches down to the floor and pulls a rug aside, and you see a little safe built into the ground. And he kind of covers it with his body and begins spinning the dial.
I put my hand over my eyes.
I don't.
Are you trying to see what he's dialing in at all?
Sure.
Okay, roll a perception check against his sleight of hand. You have to beat a 5.
15.
Yeah, he rolled a 3.
Oof.
I mean, there was a shot because I have a -1 perception. So.
I was gonna say.
You pick up on everything as he opens it. It's a little dark in there. You can't quite see, and he reaches down well past his elbow into the hole and pulls out some individual combinations of old coinage that is not in use anymore now that Overton's efforts to change the landscape of financial transactions, actually not even Overton's, but just the work that's happening between all these different guilds to create a lighter currency. And he pulls out a few wads of that cash as well, and you have the total combined amount on the floor of 400 gold coins worth of funds. So these are yours. And as he closes the lid on the safe, you can hear it ka-boom, and it's kind of like a deep hollow sound. I have just enough to cover the rest of your pay. So I'm going to try to spend the rest of my day drawing up some more funds from my investors. But this is important. This is important because, of course, this technology has military applications as well. Imagine, if you will, an airship outfitted with this mechanism able to outrun and outmaneuver any enemy dragons. It could change the course.
I tell you what, I can't wait to hear all about this after we get you those plans.
That sounds great. And then he just starts going into his monologue again. Do you try to interrupt him to get more information out of him, or are you?
I'm just like backing away towards the door as he's talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I just turn around and say, "We're on a time crunch. Talk to you later."
Now you may wonder why I'm so interested in these plans. The truth is, they were. As you just Doppler effect, you move yourselves away. The door closed.
Yeah, I just like kind of fade out the door as he's talking.
Yeah, easily enough, the two of you leave, and you can hear him just quieter and quieter, continuing to talk to no one.
Man. Is it just me, or the more people talk, the less they listen?
Yeah, he's I have no idea what he was talking about. I'm not an artificer by any means, or an engineer, or whatever that was.
Some people are just built different.
Do you want to try out this catering thing, or should we just sneak in?
I mean, if you got it, might as well use it, right? I mean, I know the company. Pause. DM. Yeah. Is there the equivalent of like a laundromat where this place might get their uniforms?
I think that's perfect. There is a laundromat right next door.
Okay.
Usually does the
donut shop?
To the donut shop. This is I'm picturing like an industrial Inwood. You got the donut shop, you got the laundromat next door, You got the little corner convenience place. This is a transition spot where there's lots of little, like, there's no major transactions happening here. This isn't, a big, huge shopping center, but it's got like the local conveniences that the folks going to and from work would need.
All right. I
got my tailored suit messed up on that trip into the factory that I had to do today to go check on the foreman, and you go get this cleaned up, please.
All right. Here's my suggestion. We go to the donut shop. We show them the letters of employment. We let them know we need uniforms. If they don't have uniforms, we go to the laundromat next door where I know they wash their uniforms, and we steal a couple. And then we go get the plans.
Okay.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Seems like a solid plan. I can't believe he's paying us that much.
Listen, my philosophy is always get up front what you think the job is worth. And if you get the second half, it's just a bonus.
Fair. All right, let's go.
Because in my line of work, or at least, I guess, our line of work, shit hits the fan
More often than
just
not.
as often as it doesn't. So it doesn't hurt to have a little insurance. All right. Jim Murphy's it is. And I lead off.
Yeah. You know the area well. You've been in this town for a while. You make your way there. You arrive in front of the space where Murphy's is. It's past the early morning rush, but it's still morning, so it's still open. The smell of baked goods is striking. They're not the best, most flavorful things, but it's got a nice scent, and it's definitely not a, ooh, this is gross. It's nice. It's lovely. And next to it, you can also see that the laundromat is just opening up. They usually open a little bit earlier, but apparently they had some sort of morning break or didn't get woken up early enough. Who knows what it was? You can see folks going in and out of there. The little convenience store right next door to the laundromat is doing brisk business. So, yeah, Mayra, where do you take your new partner?
Depends. Did you see my Discord message?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to walk up because I've been coming in at least for a couple of weeks, so they know my face. Just because it is like the place to go.
Welcome, my dear. I'll be right with you. Just have a few more of these last minute lingerers.
No problem. Take your time.
No problem. Oh, and you brought a date. So lovely. Early morning dating. I was going to try to set you up with my son, but I think that this one has more of a chance, maybe. Or my daughter was really interested as well, so maybe we could just, keep it all in the family. But clearly you have moved on to new things, and I am so excited for you. And
right.
yes,
darling.
Said that out loud.
That's nice of this woman to look out for you, but I guess you're taken. I just put my arm on her shoulder, like.
She just keeps blathering on. She shares like gossip around the neighborhood. This is the first time she's ever mentioned that she had any interest of trying to hook you up with members of her own family. Mayra, you're quickly the only people left in the shop as other people are heading off for their work day. Some of those late minute stragglers. Just, I do apologize. I did not mean, for some reason when it's the late part of the morning, things spill out and I didn't. Oh, I'm so
Don't worry
mortified.
your pretty little head about it. Don't even worry about it.
I will worry my head all the prettiness that I would like to, but you are a sweet dear. So is this your husband, boyfriend, father, mother, sister-in-law?
Well, this is a rather new thing we have going, but I knew, and he's new to town, So I knew at the
taking
first
the
place,
newbies under your wings. That is such a lovely.
I knew the first place that I should bring him was here.
Oh, well, definitely, definitely. Are you ready for something special?
Always.
Oh, well, give me a moment. And you, dear, do you need anything else?
You know what? Why don't we take a couple of coffees? We've got maybe a late night ahead of us, so we're working the gig. We managed to secure a couple of spots on your temp crew.
Oh, did you? Were you part of
tonight?
that? Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
we figured we'd help you out.
You're working for me. That is, well, not really for me. You're working for my husband, but it's total. That is so wonderful. So, did you come by to pick up your uniforms as well, or are you just
if you happen to have some,
what? It's a fancy gig, but we have some. Are you part of the setup crew or part of the catering crew who comes in later?
I would just like to roll a history check to see if I remember which the thing said.
Roll a history check.
Because I don't remember if you said.
I did not. Roll with advantage due to your natural 20 when you did the paperwork check.
Okay.
I think it was the paperwork check. There was something you did that was a natural 20.
When I was inspecting the forgery.
Yeah.
19?
Yeah, you do recall that the paperwork was very much a prep crew, bringing in the materials, tables, pre-cooked foods, setting up a little ad hoc kitchen. It was not for the evening space.
It's definitely just the prep crew where,
lovely.
We want to make sure that,
nobody
everything
wants to
is
eat
set.
my cooking.
Yeah, just regular work gear is fine, but we do ask that you wear our aprons so that you're identifiable and that no one makes a mistake and thinks that it is in a warehouse, which is disgusting. It really will need to be cleaned. I do hesitate to ask this of you, Mira, and your new friend.
Klepto.
Oh, I am Miss Murphy, but friends call me Judy. So, anyways, when you
Norwegian accent came out right there. Okay, anyways.
Judy's full on a Norwegian name now.
Friends call me Judy.
You can call me Judy. Here, you want to have a bit of. And we'll want to get you some gloves. Okay, I have a particular, and as she's saying this, you see these rich, puffy, golden, steaming, delicious treats with some sort of white powder over the top of them, with a slice of lemon on the side, being pushed in Mira's direction, and 2 steaming mugs of coffee. Well, since you're here, I'm going to go gather those things, and I'll be right back. Okay, do you need honey, or do you want some sauce? We have
just do a little bit of honey, give them the full experience.
Amazing. It is our piece de resistance, is it not? And
absolutely. Best kept secret in town.
Well, do keep it a secret because, only the locals should know about our special treats. And turning away, she has left you all the accoutrements for this treat that you're about to enjoy. And she sweeps herself back into a back room that seems to, just by the nature of the direction of her travel, seem to be directly connected to the laundromat next door. She's swinging through to go pick up the accoutrements that she described.
Oh.
This is a very social job.
You're telling me. Eat that. It's going to blow your mind. It's a beignet, for reference.
Beignet!
It took me a second to understand why you did that. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's good.
Just so you know, it's, and I just really I would like to roll a perception check to make sure nobody else is going to be able to hear me when I say this.
Roll a perception check then.
13 plus 8, 21.
No one is in the space right now. No one's within sight. Judy could be just around the corner listening to the wall, but you don't hear her typical heavy breathing that always gives her away when she's doing that. It does make sense to you now why she was constantly trying to listen at the walls, and it's kind of alleviating maybe a little bit of concerns you had about her background. She may have just, every time you had someone you were chatting with, she was just trying to get a little bit of information about whether or not you were available. But yeah, as you
Just very much under my breath, I'm just going to say, because the rest of the menu's shit.
Yeah, and Klepto, you're biting into this warm, fluffy beignet, the powdered sugar on top, just like that cloud of sweetness in your mouth. And then as you bite into that crispy, slightly crunchy outside, the pillowy, soft and chewy, rich, buttery, subtle sweetness, of course. It just...
I'm sorry, Rick. I don't mean to torture you.
It just gives way eventually to this surprise where there's this smooth, fruity filling in the first one you bit into.
It's a toaster strudel. They've reinvented the toaster strudel thousands of years later.
Yeah. And eating through these, you find that some have been filled with chocolate, some with cream. She took a little extra special effort.
I'm just playing good.
Powdered sugar. Roll for powdered sugar.
Beard's all covered in powdered sugar.
Okay, so
Just gotta work on this is part of my disguise.
right. All right. So why don't we, when she comes back with the uniforms, we'll take her coffee, go find somewhere to take a look at these plans he gave us. It's for the warehouse, right? It's like a layout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll go find some corner we can sit down, take a look at these, and I look at my wrist because I look at my wrist.
Yeah.
There are watches, but it's like an old carry-out or like a gesture that is just like made
You
its
see that
way
the
through
freckle
the
has moved it
centuries.
past the hair a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. It's just a gesture referencing like time or lack thereof.
Can I add a character thing?
Yeah.
I want to say if you pulled my sleeve up, I have watches all the way to my elbow because I steal them from people.
Are there watches?
With artificers all over the place, there's got to be some like either magically or mechanically created watches of
Maybe
various
like
sorts.
inside my coat, there's like a bunch of pocket watches. Maybe that's what they have.
Yeah. I feel like the watches are a fairly recent addition to the general populace. They weren't mass marketed before, but it's kind of like when Ford Motor Company started making their more achievable car. Like it went from being something that only very rich people had to being much more available. It's not quite at the point of like everybody having them, but there's definitely a lot more out there.
I'll say when she looks at her wrist, I'm just gonna pull up my sleeve, like, oh, well, here in the interest of our partnership, here, pick one.
That's a lot of what? Why do you have so many watches?
They're easy to steal.
But still, I mean, why? Okay, let me follow up. Why are you wearing them all?
Kids need to sell one.
Can't you just keep them in like a pocket? I feel like that would like weigh down your arm.
Nah, they're not that heavy.
All right. Do you have one that's like purple? Purple usually goes pretty good with green. Do you have a purple one?
Sure. Let's say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you describe really quickly
that
the particular watch you hand over? Just
I will say it is has like a bleached leather band that's then been dyed purple, and then maybe like a gold like circle around the outside, and then like gold hands on the inside against like a white background with.
You see a small inscription on it. To my one love.
Nice. So, which one do you actually use? Because maybe we should like make sure that they're synced.
Oh, I use this one and the one that's all the way down.
All right. And I hold mine up next to his to make sure that they're at the exact same time.
Yeah. Yep. You
Synchronizing our
synced
watches.
your timepieces.
Are they the same? Or do you not bother keeping them up with being wound?
They're all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
so
mildly impressed by that because that takes a lot of takes
like-
time and effort to remember to wind
I feel like it's
500,000
part of
watches.
like getting up in the morning is winding all the watches and synchronizing them, just like a
it's
weird
like part of your routine.
like as I have my coffee in the morning.
Stabilizes you a little bit for the day. All right, so the two of you are able to get the materials. Judy comes back and she just kind of gives you. Judy is verbally just a little bit of a mess, but she is a businesswoman, and what she hands you are some nice clean stacks of the proper material and clothes. She does hand you also 2 bottles, glass vials, so to speak, so that this will get the grease out of the ground, because I know that this is a warehouse situation and it's always just a little bit of a problem. And she just hands you the 2 bottles of a solvent of some sort. On your way. I think all the carts are already up there, so it'll just be more hands to the work. I just used the wrong accent, but whatever.
Thank you for everything, Judy.
Oh,
Bennies were particularly good this morning.
they are a treasure, are they not?
Oh, I don't think I could get it through a day without them.
Well, you are a love, and if you ever find yourself interested in joining a family enterprise, I would adopt you in a heartbeat.
If the situation ever arises,
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
If you have any sisters or brothers, even my children, or they need to leave the nest soon, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, they all live really far away, so I don't get to see them that often. But if they ever come to visit, I'll certainly bring them by.
Oh, well, yeah, do as you must and as one must. And I'm going to be stuck with those imbeciles for the rest of my life. But that's such a lovely, lovely time. And enjoy. I'm going to close up shop. So if you... bye!
Goodbye.
Don't be surprised if you don't see me tomorrow. I'm just, we have a late night going on, so I might sleep in a little. I might miss your hours tomorrow, but I'll certainly be by in a day or two, all right?
Absolutely. Anytime.
I just don't want you to worry.
Oh, I appreciate you watching out for an old lady's feelings. Better than my angry son. The door shuts. You hear her voice change from being that customer service voice to Murphy.
And I turn to him and I go, now you know why I didn't, oppose what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just going to look around for like a corner, maybe like the equivalent of an alleyway or somewhere behind like a shop or even just like a bench off of the, because I'm not sure if we're in like a square or.
Yeah, I think you're aware of a couple of places you can go. There's a place where a couple of guards are usually standing, but they usually take off at this point in the morning. They guard a room that who knows what they're actually guarding, but it's a decent, quiet corner for you to get into.
All right. I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Lead him
Two
there.
of you in there, set up.
And then she kills me and steals my 200 gold.
So you opening up the plans or?
Yep.
Okay. So I think that the two of you, just at a quick glance, you can see there's sections that appear to be storage and organization along the wall. You can see what looks like an assembly line layout. It all seems to be very much dedicated towards specific stages of an airship design. You can see a space that looks like it is, for better lack of a word, like a environmental controls for the building. I'd hesitate to call it like a, how schools, old schools, have that like crazy ridiculous boiler room for heating and stuff like that. I hesitate to call it that, but it's definitely one of those spaces. Like, it's definitely where the janitors keep all the cleaning supplies that probably don't get used enough in an environment like this.
A utilization closet.
Yes. You can also see that there's a couple of big open areas that are labeled on the map of the area as quality control and testing. And then you can see that there is a space listed as shipping and receiving, and in that space there seems to be an office.
All right. I turn and I look at him and go, if you were you, and you are you, but if you owned an air shipping company, where would you keep the plans?
Probably in the office, or there's nothing that's like a manufacturing line, or
Yeah, they said there's an assembly
There's
line.
the assembly line layout is kind of listed.
but is there like a supervisor station or anything?
Just at a quick glance, you can see that there is a central desk area that seems to be semicircular that appears to be where the individual who must be on the floor at all times or whatnot, it has kind of like a raised place to observe. And
I'll point at the office. I'll be like, I would say here, or as a backup, maybe here, and point at the office first, and then the supervisor platform or whatever. For, I guess it depends how often they need to reference them. I don't know why this guy didn't make copies. I got them. They may have several copies of this.
I mean, honestly, it's tempting to just take the plans ourselves, but that's not really what I'm about. He just seemed a little absent-minded.
Yeah, he seems like he might lose them again, but I guess that's not our problem.
Yeah. I mean, if he does, that's just more business for us, right?
I suppose. Although I don't know if he has money to pay us again. Looked a little empty in that safe.
Guess it depends on how much money he makes between when we get the plans to him and when they get stolen again.
I guess
Anywho.
worth mentioning, we could get the plans and then or ransom them back to the Air Guild.
Nah. They got enough. I mean, they got money, but like, I don't know. Listen, I get that I'm a thief, but I do have like, I don't know what you would call principles. Like, I'm happy to steal from another thief, if that makes sense. You know, sounds like this guy is just trying to do good, and our patron is trying to do good, trying to make airships better so that we can.
She says that I just like make sure that my coins are still in my pocket. Just casually.
I would have taken them from you earlier. Because my passive perception is 18. I feel like I definitely would have noticed you doing that. Listen, I have no problem stealing from someone who steals from a genuine person, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So, but ransom just seems like overkill. Like, I would rather not. I'd rather
Also
just get out.
A lot of extra work.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not really in the ransom business. I'm in the thievery business. So,
Yeah.
ransoming leads to kidnapping, leads to I don't deal in sentient beings. So I'd rather not open that door if I don't have to. All right. So, all right, we come in with the setup crew. What we could do is we use the solvent she gave us as an excuse to go out and check out and make sure that there aren't any. What did she say that it dissolves like oil?
Oil and grease on the floor.
Oil and grease. We use it. We say, oh, she gave us this to go around and check and make sure. We go check out those 2 areas, figure out what type of security there is. We can meet back. And then once we figure out, maybe we can do some preliminary pilfering, see, especially at that station that you mentioned, if they have stuff, I don't think it'll be as locked up. So we might have a better chance if they are there of finding them first. But do you want that spot or do you want to take the office?
I will take the office.
The office? All right. Sounds good. So yeah, we go in. Let's say once we split up, we give ourselves 20 minutes, come back and meet up where we split off.
That works.
All right.
All right. You make your way to the warehouse, and it is in a state of chaos. You can see that center space that been described as like a supervised place is being quickly packed up and shifted around. There's somebody who's relaying orders. You can overhear them saying, 3 people went down to deal with the mine, so we're solid. We've got more problems to deal with up here. Let's just get ready for tonight. That's all we have to focus on is, last night they went down there. Has anybody seen the 3, one was small, 2, whatever. They die. But at least, whatever's down there is fed for the night.
I'm sorry. Was death, part of because I feel like we should be getting hazard pay if death is a possibility.
No. Death is not a possibility. Not at all. Oh, I gotta be quieter. No, we have plenty of security. And they gesture over and you can see a group of folk who are dressed in uniforms of some sort, kind of like standing guard at the space over there. Everything's going to be fine. No worries at all. We just haven't seen them come back up, which, there was one of our miners came up and then they're great. So they said that they saw them, but they were going further down. No worries. Just people being... that Timeless Trio group is really causing problems. People are really stepping out of their, they are setting an example that is going to be the death of all the young people around here, if you know what I mean. But
I am just here to clean some oil spots on the floor.
Yes.
I'm not here to be a hero, so don't worry about
You're
us.
cleaning up for the catering crew, I think, getting them set up properly. Yeah, please. Oh, you'll definitely want to hit up. And he starts gesturing around. And as they're gesturing around, their desk is being cleared around them. And this individual is being ushered away just by the hubbub around them. Okay, well, lovely to meet you, catering people. I need to go take a nap. And they kind of walk out, and there's just primarily security folk, or at least those dressed as those security folk were, and individuals engaged in some type of work. You can see somebody is placing down these large dome-shaped structures and setting up what looks like something decorative, maybe. You can see the airship that is ostensibly the reason for tonight's festivities is currently wrapped in canvas to protect it from dust, possibly, to maintain a pristine look. even. You can see folks that are shoving miscellaneous work equipment, including the area where the assembly line is just kind of being deconstructed and then shoved up against a wall, which is creating kind of like a little higher area as they stack various implements and crates and kind of disguise the look of the space. You can see somebody is yelling at people with a huge drapery laying on the ground as they try to do something with the drapery near this huge opening to the outside. But it is a hubbub, and it's up to you what you would like to do.
See you in 20.
Yeah, why don't we just work together? Like, is there a spot like where we can essentially work together for a little bit, like a route that we can work together and then split, so that we're not apart for as long, or at least like we can get farther into the warehouse before we split up?
Roll a perception check.
I'll let you do that.
Natural 20.
Dang. Yeah, you have it mapped out. You can see the moment where you'll have to split for one of you to go to the office and one of you to go to the other location you had indicated. You tracked where a lot of the boxes around that center station had been packed up and moved to. So you even see that those have been moved to the far wall. But it's just a hive of activity going on. You can see some of your fellow catering workers are setting up what looks like a buffet of some sort. But there's a lot more of them engaged in various cleaning tasks, there's dust in the air. There's all sorts of ridiculousness happening. You can see some people are scraping sludge out of some funnels to just clean up the things.
Yeah. All right. I just basically, in order to get as far as we can in without, splitting off, because we have less of a chance of more of a chance of getting away with, going where we're going if we're together. So yeah, at that point I just go, all right, 20 minutes.
If I can find one, I would like to grab a clipboard from somewhere and just keep referencing it and looking important.
Go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you can find something that.
Aww. 7.
You think that you spot a clipboard, and as you're reaching for it, somebody else grabs it and checks something off the list and walks off with the clipboard in their hand.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just going to keep walking.
You see them set down the clipboard a couple hundred yards away from you as they're going about their business, yelling at someone else and shouting. And are the two of you looking like you're cleaning and stuff?
Can I sneak over there?
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Wait, where are you going?
I'll be right back. 24.
Okay. Yeah, you slip over and you don't even, Mira, you don't even really get a chance to get more than that quick statement, as he seems to slip pretty much into the shadows of the various accoutrements that are around the space, and he's darting from space. So you notice him because you were watching him.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of places where you just lose track of him entirely. And then, Klepto, you have a clipboard in your possession, and
I'll just sneak back and be like, okay, let's go. It's just disguise. Trust me.
You couldn't have just grabbed another one?
I don't see another one.
Can I roll a perception check?
If she not 20s this, there's going to be a crate right at her feet full of paper.
No, it's a 15.
Okay. You see that there are plenty around. for whatever reason, Klepto became fixated on this particular one.
Okay.
I just like this one.
Apparently.
Okay.
All right. 20 minutes now.
As you peel off from each other, headed to your separate tasks, I would like you both to roll initiative.
Woo! I get advantage.
16.
Awesome. I believe, Klepto, when you roll initiative check, you also get to roll your superiority dice if you'd like to add it to your thing.
Hang on. I think I can only use that for the specific things I chose. I don't know if that's one of them. Oh, wait, yeah. When you make a dexterity, stealth check, or an initiative roll, you can expend one superiority die and add the die to the roll. Okay. So D8.
I got a 28, by the way.
So 18.
Awesome.
18 instead of
Awesome.
16.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to find my pen that I dropped. I threw my pen earlier. I was being very dramatic. I was having some drama in my life. I wanted to be all spontaneous. Okay, you are up first. Mira, where are you headed and how are you getting there?
I'm heading for that like supervisor station,
Okay.
but I'm going to legitimately, I'm going to keep my cover, and if there are any spots along the way of grease and stuff, I'm going to stop and clean them up. So
Okay. So then I'll say, since you're going to take your time and you're not moving you're working as you go and really making that happen, I would like you to roll a performance check.
okay. 17.
Awesome. Yeah, you're making your way over. It's taking you a little bit of time just because you're stopping, but not as much as it would. You just kind of got in the flow and you're making it look good as you do it. There are places where you can just like shovel some dust over this particular greasy looking patch and it'll look clean. So you're able to move a little bit more swiftly, and you make your way over in that general direction. You do notice as you're doing that, a bunch of the guard-looking individuals or security personnel that have been hired are moving over there and starting to pick up some of the crates that were being packed and look like they're about to put those away. That'll take us to Klepto. What are you doing initially?
I am going to try to sneak again and just dip back into the shadows and head for the office.
All right. There are, along that wall where that office is, there's a lot of structural pieces. It looks like originally it was carved from stone, but then somebody had some spare time and started making things look pretty. So go ahead and roll a
29.
Whew, yeah, the shadows are shadows on the
Hooray
shadows.
for advantage because the other roll was a 4.
Nice. So yeah, you slip into the shadows over on that side and you make your way quite quickly, gaining a little bit in the time on the situation. So those are both 2 successful rolls. What we're going to need to have is 3 successful rolls without the enemies rolling things that take away from those successes or reduce your success. So ways to increase your success as we go through this are to use different skills each time, because the DCs on those will be set at a neutral point. If you reuse a particular skill, the DC on that will go up. All right. So as Klepto, you make your way over there, you notice that there's a bunch of workers just kind of going in and out of all these spaces, cleaning a little bit, but mostly these folk are making sure stuff is tidied and put away. So Klepto, you make your way over there and you can see the workers are very busy in the general area you are. You slip by them though without too much trouble. We're gonna go back up to the top. Mira, you're able to get to that space. You can see that the security folks are kind of all over in that space as well, but your ruse seems to be holding.
I'm going to yell at the people moving the boxes. We're like, hey, can you just, I'm here to clean the floors. All right. Can you just put everything down and give me like 20 minutes so I can say that I cleaned the floor, and then whatever you do to it after moving all this shit, then, it's not on me. Can you just help a fellow,
Sure. One of them looks really confused for a moment. Would you just roll a persuasion check?
Greetings, fellow laborer.
Oh, not bad. What? Persuasion, performance?
Persuasion.
18. I mean, it's the same thing. I just couldn't remember what you said.
Yeah. No, because the DC would be different for performance now, since you've used it once and now you've used persuasion, which is great. They seem to. Just let us know. Yeah. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10.
Why don't we just say 15? Because 15 will give me a little bit of extra buffer.
Yeah. We can.
I'm mostly looking for these piles. It is a machine shop,
Good point. We'll just secure the airship. We're gonna secure the airship.
Perfect.
Guys.
I mean, that's what everyone's here for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't worried about this shit.
Yeah.
I just got to make sure that the floors look nice. That's all I was asked to do. So I just wanted that.
Good luck to you. I do not envy you. Like, they kind of like, one of them you can see stepping out of a puddle of oil, and then like very carefully like trying to figure out where to put their foot. Because
I'm going to run over him and I'm going to be like, just wait. And I just use it like a rag and a little bit of the solvent on his shoe. I'll be like, all right. You're not breaking it anywhere. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Never mind the smashed spiders everywhere. Just saying. Like, that's also a thing.
The little spiders. Yeah. Cleaning up little bug guts here and there. You've successfully dissuaded them from hanging out around there, and they seem to be heading off to the airship. One or two of them have just paused a little bit, and they're just like looking around like, well, then what the hell are we doing? And then one of the more senior seeming security folks grabs one of the ones that was lingering for a second and says, oh, no, airship means we're going to go take a smoke break. They all start wandering off to the airship.
And I hear that?
Yeah. Totally.
All right. As they go off, I go, psst. The staff catering table is just on the other side over there. Like just outside and around the corner.
Oh.
But you didn't hear it from me.
Yeah, no. That didn't hear a thing. Can't hear. Deaf. Lost my hearing in the wars. Dragonfire.
Melted my eardrums.
So yeah, you have successfully, that's second success. Klepto, what have you been up to? You can see the door to that office space. You can see that the workers are not going in and out of that door, but they're just swarming all around. It's a little bit more difficult to slip into that space.
Is it being guarded, or is it just workers?
Just workers. You have not encountered any of the security personnel.
Okay, I'm gonna walk confidently towards the office door, clipboard in hand, and just like, oh, excuse me, I just got to do the thing, and like just walk past them and into the office.
Could I just have you roll a deception check?
The clipboard never fails.
Magic clipboard.
That is a 22.
Hey!
That clipboard had power for you. People just nod, and that you seem very official to them, so they're not having a problem with this. And
Larissa's laughing because I used to do this in the army when I didn't want to do anything. Andy can verify he was also there. We would just get a clipboard and walk around looking really important, and nobody would ask you to do anything.
Nice.
Yes, that is why I was laughing.
You turn the handle, the door is unlocked. You walk in, closing the door behind you. If you do that, it's quiet in here. The hubbub outside is muted, and you can see a couple of filing cabinets that look to be locked. But you have escaped the hubbub of the outside, and we will go back up to the top of the order with Mira. You have the space to yourself. You've got.
Are we counting our successes individually or combined?
Individually.
Okay.
So since you're doing separate tasks and you're not helping each other out, these are separate successes to see if you're able to get into all this stuff. So Mira, this is your last success or it's a failure. What are you doing to find these plans?
I guess I just kind of need an idea of what this supervisor station looks like. Is it like just a little podium where they kind of oversee stuff? Is there like a desk? Is it literally just like a stool with some boxes next to it?
Normally it would be a full desk setup. Like in your other character, you've actually seen this. It's the circular space where they can direct all the workings that are going on. It's raised a little, but it's been taken apart. This is an engineer's space, and so things have to be able to be dismantled. And so it is a lot of components and pieces. Some have already been carted off, but all of the supplies, materials, and you see, as in addition to what Kleptosaurus says, you're looking around. Could I have you roll a perception check, or are you like digging through things at all?
Well, if there's anything with like drawers, I would have like gotten on the floor and be
roll an investigation check then.
Is that cocked? No, damn. 11.
Yeah, this is your first failure. You don't see anything that looks like a lockable or put awayable sort of space in as you're digging through things. It just looks like all the accoutrements of a supervisor. Some plans, but they're not the types of plans that it sounded like that guy wanted.
All right.
A bunch of divination stuff in the desk if you need it. I'm not sure if this is the same spot.
Is this
Yeah, you do find a drawer full of random objects that you're just like, I don't know what the hell these are for.
Can I actually? I would like to cast Detect Magic.
I would like to rage. Wait.
Okay, as you cast Detect Magic, what are you doing to do that? What does it look like?
So I'm trying to remember. Hang on. What's the physical component?
Did you need like?
Oh, it's verbal and semantic. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's no material component.
No, it's just like you speaking and moving somehow.
Right.
Just
I would have
like.
just gone. Like. Yeah, actually, kind of. I would have just gone shimmer.
Okay, as you say,
Shazam!
You feel this aura around you very lightly, and it's in the dust. It's in the airship much more intensely. It's in a whole stack of materials off to the side. There's this intense aura coming off of those things. Even though that this only normally hits around 30 feet around you, you're picking up the airship because it's just such a vast presence of this thing, and you know that is some sort of thaumaturgical magic going on. And the fact that it's in the very dust around you is kind of shocking. I would say that it's not blinding because it's omnipresent, but it's lighter in the stuff right near you. But there's two big presences just beyond the boundaries of where you should have been able to pick up on the magics. But
the airship and what?
The airship's in a stack of some material off to the side.
Right.
You can see around you like other little signatures of magic, but that blanket of dust is just a shock to you. That legitimately, even the air in here right now, because of the dust kicked up into the air, has that faint shimmer to it.
That's friggin' weird.
And as you're kind of looking around, you see that there is a little hint of something in the bottom of one of the crates that have been packed up. Some strange, visible mostly as it contrasts with, let me see what it was called. It contrasts with the look of this thaumaturgical magic. It's different. It sticks out because, come on, you know how to click buttons here. Because you know that this is abjuration magic.
Okay.
Roll a history check really quick.
Plus, I think it's 2. 14.
Okay. You've seen this before in your work. Some of the things that you were asked to get that you weren't able to get have had this signature on them. You know this as an arcane lock.
All right.
Okay. Now that technically was still your first fail in the checks. But
all right.
Okay. Security's still away, but you do have this strange powdery covering of thaumaturgical magic and then this one specific abjuration pinpoint.
Can I don't know how much like leeway I have in terms of what I can do in a turn. The closest grease stain on the floor that isn't cleaned up, can I like scrape some of it up into like, I don't know, something, my hand even with my dagger or whatever, and then go put it at the ground level of where that crate is, like right, like up against.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand just to see if you're able to pull that off successfully.
Come on, roll really high because I have a really great sleight of hand bonus that I really want to show off. Another 21.
What did you roll? I'm just curious.
7.
Nice. That is a great sleight of hand bonus.
I would like to roll something above a 10. Please.
So yeah, you're able to relocate that bit of stain the way you chisel it off just within your wheelhouse of things. And because you've already redirected the security folk, you seem unobserved. You do see some workers coming closer to you as their own chores take them in your general direction, so you know your time will be limited. Yeah. Klepto, you have the piece of this space. You can see a couple of locked filing cabinets. What are you up to?
I will pick the locks on the filing cabinets.
Okay, so are you proficient with and have your lockpicking set? Sweet. So you're going to roll with proficiency plus dexterity.
So I just roll a d20 and then add those?
Yeah,
Oh, shit. 23.
23. Yeah, the first one, the lock unfurls. Second one, same thing. And the drawers pull open. Now here's going to be your throw, your roll for the seeing if you're successful in this endeavor here. Roll an investigation check.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. If only I could see you.
$15.
There's a lot of files in here. There's a lot of files, and you just have this moment of panic as you're like, oh, crap, how am I going to find it? And then something he said about just the military applications and a mechanism for outrunning dragons. And the way that this is categorized, you realize, oh, you have some keywords that you picked up from that blather that was being said. And you use that and are able to locate what you think might either be the plans or some notes about the plans. And you, as the one to have your first success, have successfully slipped your way out of this initiative order, but Mira's still in it. So Mira,
You're muted still.
My turn.
yeah.
All right.
He's had 3 successes in a row. He just is like eating all the successes out. He rolled like exactly what he needed to for that last roll.
Fancy bitch. Okay. What I would like to do is start like taking those crates and putting them somewhere that like makes sense. So
Okay.
it's not just haphazard, stacking them somewhere out of the way. So it looks like I'm just, trying to keep things tidy. Until I get to the bottom box.
Okay.
Do I do that without anybody like approaching me or anything?
Easily enough done. You do see the workers are getting closer and closer. The longer you take at this, the more urgent your need to get into that box is getting, because people are going to get too close. They're going to start to see what you're doing. But you've resettled all the things. You're down to that bottom box.
Okay, I would... how far away are they from me?
At this point, they're like 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Drawing closer all the time, 25 feet.
Okay. I'm going to open up the crate, and I am going to try to start. Now, I'm not taking anything out of it. I'm just like sifting through it to see if I can still see the object I wanted, or the lock. I want to try to gingerly, in case there are traps, to sift through and see if I can figure out what's giving off that glow.
Roll a... Are you proficient in trap making or in anything that relates to traps in any way?
I think, hang on, I think there's something in my maybe, hang on. You shush. I have fast hands. That lets me use my thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock, or take the use an option action.
Well, I'm trying to see if you can detect this one right now. So, or if there is one, there might not be one. Who knows? Just go ahead and roll a
nice try.
roll a perception check
Okay.
against the traps DC.
If there's a trap.
If there's a trap.
Wink, wink.
17. I need to stop rolling these dice. I love you, Rick, but they're so hard to read.
You kind of like look around, and you're trying not to get your hands in anywhere, trying to be clever about this, and you don't see anything that looks like a trap. You do see the object, though, that had the glow about it. It still has the glow because your detect magic stays strong with you for a little bit. It's like 10 minutes or an hour. I don't know what it is. And you see that there is a small cashier's size box. Easily enough picked up and taken if you needed to, but a little large, so you'd have to figure out ways to tuck it away.
Shove it down the front of your pants. Sorry. Muted.
Is there any cloth or anything soft, or like pillows, or is there anything else in the crate that could be used to kind of cushion it?
Not in the crate. You have what's on you. You have your apron. You have your clothes. You have any other things in your inventory, but there's nothing in, all the things here seem to be a little bit more in the random nuts and bolts sort of situation, or paper and pencils.
Okay. Hang on.
15 feet. People are getting
close. I'm gonna cast minor illusion. And I'm gonna make it sound like something fell and on the other 15 feet on the other side of them.
Okay.
Away from me.
I would like you to use your Arcana check to roll what will really be a magical deception sort of roll. So you're going to roll deception, but instead of adding it up with proficiency and normal stuff, I want you to add it up with your spell check.
My spell modifier?
Your spell modifier. Thank you.
Okay.
Words. That I cannot use.
21. I rolled a 17.
You pull it off. The noise seems to have distracted the people who are getting closer and closer. Step away, and you've made your last spell save or your last save for the initiative order, and you have. Tell me how you collect this object and what this looks like.
Okay. In the crate, is there like packing material?
It's kind of got there are pieces here and there, but it's not packing material. But we're out of the initiative order, so just describe how you collect this item.
I'm trying to figure out if I can either make it look like I have an ass or I'm pregnant.
I mean, you have an apron.
Yeah, but it'll like the apron isn't. I mean, it like I want to like round out around the edges of the box.
You could grab various screws and bolts and other bric-a-brac and have a.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm reading some of these spell descriptions because I know in essence what they do, but I want to know the specifics.
Yeah. These are all new things for everybody because your characters are brand new, so it's kind of hard. While you figure that out, I'm going to go back to Klepto so that Klepto can describe how they leave the space because it's just really your narrative, Jason.
I leave carrying both file cabinets under one arm. No. Sorry, that would be the barbarian version of doing this. No, I'll take all the files, anything that looks or like that, the plans, whatever looks related to the plans, like anything, just to make sure I've got the right thing. Basically, the whole file and maybe the file on either side of it, and just like shove that into my pack, and then, then I'm just gonna like walk back out with my clipboard, looking important, and like head in her direction.
Yeah, and you can see where she's at, only because you knew ahead of time where she was at. But yeah, you're heading in that general direction. Mira,
as the success of like the thing crashing happens, I'm going to use message to message Klepto and just be like, I found a box. I don't know if there's anything in there. Wait, is message only a certain number of words? Oh no, it has to be. Never mind. I have to be able to see them. Damn it. Okay. Oh wait, no. Hold on. I have a thing.
I mean, they're getting closer and closer to you.
I have a thing. I have a racial thing.
If you turn and look, you could probably see me.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Nah.
I mean, yeah, if you turn and look, you can see them. You
okay.
can get message off. There's no reason why you can't get message off in this situation.
Okay. I'm just going to go. I found a box. Running out of time. Need an escape route to hide the box.
Can I respond? I don't know how message works.
You can, but I don't know if you know that.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna assess this situation. Like the people like approaching her, she's trying to hide the box. That's what I'm looking at.
Roll a perception check of just what's going on, and that'll help decide some of this stuff.
12.
You can see that people have like clustered over an area, and they're all looking around and like shrugging their shoulders, and there seems to be some confusion in one particular area, and then there's other people who are just making their natural way around, cleaning and putting things up. There's a couple of people who are coming pretty quickly at a pretty swift clip who look like they're headed directly for that space. They have some goal or intention with that area.
What are people collecting trash in?
There's various canvas-y looking bags and burlap and such that is being used.
Is there like one near I can just grab on my way to her?
Yeah, sure.
I will grab like a trash bag and then just basically like dash to her if I can.
Yeah. You race over quickly, making your way over to her, and a little standing out a little bit just because nobody's moving that fast. Nobody's that eager to do work right now. And even as you draw a little bit of attention, people look away.
As he
continue to look.
I'm going to hold up with my clipboard. I'm going to point at her and be like, "What are you doing over here? You need to throw that stuff away like I told you. Let's go." And throw the garbage bag at her.
Roll a deception check.
Just because I noticed people noticing me doing or being conspicuous. Gemstone dice are hard to read. 22. I am deceptive.
Think that people are buying this, and Mira, there's even a moment where you're like, "Who's this supervisor chasing after me?" And then you recognize your temporary partner in this work.
And I'll respond. "I'm sorry, there was just a really big spill over here. It took a lot of time." And I grab like my rag and I put it over the box, and then I put it in the bag. And then under my breath, I go, "Any luck?"
Yeah, I think so. I think I have it.
Great. Let's
see clipboard.
So
walk away.
Could I have you both roll wisdom saving throws?
I have advantage.
I have a -1 wisdom.
I rolled 2 18s. Want one?
Yes, please. I gotta look at my things.
To be fair, my modifier on my wisdom save isn't that high. That's a dirty 20.
Nope. Hey, 17.
Okay. You both just rolled high enough. Well, Klepto, you just rolled high enough. You both roll high enough that you pick up something that's just a little strange. You both, as you're just sitting there in this moment of triumph, having collected what you could collect, spot something hovering almost invisibly in the air right above the two of you. Mira, with your detect magic spell still going strong in this little bit of time, you recognize divination magic.
Hang on.
Please
I have
hold.
something. I have the amulet of proof against detection and location.
Okay, you still recognize divination magic when you see divination magic.
You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors.
You can't.
I can.
Okay.
You can see it. It can see you.
I look at him and I go, "Give me the shit. Give me the thing. Just do it. I will meet up with you later. Just give me the thing. Just trust me. They can't see me.
Take
they
it out
can't
of my
see you."
pack and dump it in the garbage bag.
And I'm just going to kind of like nonchalantly like tie it in a knot and like throw it over my shoulder and start to walk out.
Okay. I would like you to roll a deception check as you are making your way out. Klepto, you didn't necessarily know exactly what that was, except for what Mira gave you in terms of knowledge about what this little thing is. But you can see that the security folks are returning to that area. The two people who are moving pretty quickly are moving with a bit more than speed now. They look alarmed. But you watch as Mira saunters off, again, splitting the two of you and creating that space. What are you doing in this moment as Mira?
I will just walk towards the nearest like shadows and just try to like fade in and disappear and make my way towards the exit.
Okay. I would like you to roll a stealth check, but this time it is with disadvantage because there is something hovering and following you as you try to slip away.
Okay. I have advantage, so it's just a straight roll then.
Yep.
Boo!
Damn it.
16.
You think that you might have evaded things, but that little dot keeps following you. Are you headed out of the warehouse?
Wait. Oh, shit. Can I use a superiority dice or am I too late?
I think you have to use that before you know the outcome.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
So are you heading out of the warehouse or are you staying in the warehouse? Mira's headed out.
Little dot like that. You mean the divination magic thing is following
That's
me?
from what you understand, yeah.
Trying to think if I have any. Hang on.
Sorry, I should have read the first sentence of the description of this object. While wearing this amulet, you are hidden from divination magic.
Ooh, I did not know this. I'm gonna find the shadowiest place that I can find and drop a darkness spell over myself.
Ooh.
I didn't know I had one. So I
Okay.
just looked at my spell list.
You are enveloped in darkness. And it draws a lot of attention.
But
Because
as that
suddenly
happens,
there's
I'm like, because I went to the shadowiest place I could find, I'm gonna like immediately try to like just sneak disappear out of there.
So roll another stealth check and also roll a dexterity saving throw as you are still going through darkness. And I want to see how good you are at navigating your own darkness here.
Yeah, he attempts to run away, bumps into the door. Ow!
If he rolls a natural one,
So stealth is 23.
okay.
Dex is saving throw or just check?
Saving throw.
Oh wait, and I'm going to use a superiority. 14. 17.
Yeah, you can feel some loose rocks and you catch yourself before you even make so much as a noise between your dexterity and your just general sneakiness, and you can easily slip out of the warehouse without anybody spotting you, you think.
Okay.
As you look behind yourself, as you head out the door, that dot is no longer behind you. Okay.
Then as I get outside, I'll like drop the darkness spell. So
Yeah.
go bye.
Just releasing the focus that it takes for you to have that spell up is just a stretching your neck. Mira and Klepto, did you wait or did you?
I would have gotten far enough away that I could have seen the exit to see if I could have seen him leave. But
Go ahead and roll a perception check then, because he is not being open about leaving.
I have to be a 23. Was that a stealth?
Go for it.
That's what it was. Ooh. 16 plus perception. That's a 24.
You just make out this faint shadow separate itself from the entrance to that warehouse area. That is your current partner in crime.
All right. I'm going to use message again because now I can absolutely see him and just be like, okay, keep heading 10 paces straight and then like go to the right a little bit. That's where I am.
Yeah, easily enough you are able to coordinate with each other. I think as you coordinate with each other, could I have you both just roll a really fast perception check? I would take your passives, but I don't know your characters, so I will not be able to do that.
Well, my passive is 9, and I just rolled a 6 with a -1, which is a 5.
16.
Um,
My passive is 18. I'm fine with either.
Klepto, you are slipping up and you just catch up to Mira. Mira, it's almost too late. And then you notice that there's a large gathering of folk who are suddenly streaming out of that warehouse. They all seem to be security type folk. And someone directing them to look for something.
All right. We need to find a spot to lay low quick. Can I roll like a history check or I must have a hideout or a room or something somewhere.
Go ahead and just see if it's close here, or you're just running towards something.
Roll what?
Roll your are you trying to find a place to go to cover that's nearby, or do you have a place somewhere in the city?
I feel like I have a place, but I don't know. Like it wouldn't be like at an inn or something. It would be like a disguised hovel kind of thing. So I guess it depends on whether we're close to like any of the poorer areas, or like if there's a slum or something like that's where I would have set up.
Yeah, you're definitely not near one of those, but knowing where your target is 90% of this right now. Are you two trying to flee to escape being detected, or are you slipping away or trying to stick to shadows and sneaking?
Sneaky.
Yeah, that would have been my default too.
I would like you both to roll a stealth check. And it's going to be with disadvantage right now because there are so many eyes looking for you.
Oh, no. That's a 13.
22.
I think,
sorry.
Klepto, you are just so surprised that there was somebody who detected anything that you immediately are taken so off guard that it's just hard for you to quite grasp your shadowy, slippery, sneaky nature as you usually are able to, and just a little off guard. And Mira, even as you are able to find a place to blend in with the crowd and kind of disappear into folk who are about their ways, it's not a big transition time anymore. The day has moved on. It's mid-morning, late morning, and the crowds just aren't working out as you would have hoped, and you realize that you've not been able to ingratiate yourselves as a pair into the throngs, and you hear someone say, "There! They were cleaning! It must be them!"
I'm going to look at him and hope that he understands thieves can't and say, "Shift's over. Time to take a break." Meaning take off the apron and like figure out a disguise. And then I'm just going to say, or I don't know how to do this. Be like, "Meet at my digs. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. The Robin will lead the way." And basically that means I live in the slums. Look for a red door. And then I am going to be like, "Best of luck. Great working with you." And I'm going to give him bardic inspiration.
Nice. Okay, so as you both are splitting off, I want to go back into initiative order again. So go ahead and roll initiative once again. And this is going to be an initiative that is like those scenes you see in all the fun spy and heist movies where they change their disguise and become someone new while being hunted. It is again going to be 3 successes, mean you are successfully able to escape. 3 failures mean that you're caught. Okay. Larissa, what'd you get for your initiative?
Natural 20.
Nice.
Total of 29.
Jason, what'd you get?
14.
Great. Okay, so Larissa, since you got a natural 20, I feel the only way to reward this is to give you 2 opportunities to quickly do something to change your appearance, etc. What do you do to kind of lose the followers and become someone new, Mira?
Is there any like clay around?
Sure.
Feel
free to make up what you think is going to be in this space.
Well, I feel like canyons usually have like when I think of canyons, I think of like Arizona.
It's a city canyon though. Like it's populated. Yeah. It's a town.
But I mean, in terms of the material that like the ground is made out of.
Yeah, but it's also been like, it's a city. So you have all the city things you might want too.
Right.
Shops and other stuff, other factories, gear laying out and stuff like that. So really take advantage of that imaginative space and just tell me what you think you'd do.
How far are we from Murphy's?
Murphy's is not terribly far away. You could head in that direction.
I'm going to do that. Can I do one last thing for him? With like
sure
to give up a chance to disguise myself.
Okay, sure. Can you use one of your natural 20 moments for that?
Hang on. I have a thing where inventory. Okay. We're still technically next to each other. We haven't split up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the moment where you're about to split.
I'm going to use one of the charges of my Ring of Obscuring, which creates the Fog Cloud spell, which is a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. Spear spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. Lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed disperses it.
Okay. So yeah, you create this embankment of fog around yourselves, or okay.
Yeah, it centers on me.
Perfect. And then you are darting off in the direction of you're having the initial thing that you're doing is getting some distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as you run off in that direction, go ahead, and this is going to be your first not fail roll. I think because you're darting off that direction, I would either say it's going to be a strength of just like, do you have the strength to make this run? Unless you have another thought about how you're making this run happen. Like if you decide that you're going to play parkour games, we could make it maybe an acrobatics check. But I think it's going to be either athletics or you can make a case for something.
I mean, I have a -1 strength. I feel like Jason's been rolling with a -1 modifier. Let me even it out.
So you're going to do
I'll do a strength.
Okay.
Is it a saving throw or a check?
Check.
It was a 12 too, dang it. Oh, 16, so 15.
Okay. With a 15, you seem to be getting enough of a lead that you think you'll be in a good place. This feels good. You can hear people catch sight of you and then start running in your direction. So you know that that's one of those hot on the heels. This is a chase. You're darting off. Klepto, you watch as Mira just darts out, like from being like close to you where you can see her to into this fog. And then you hear shouts and you think that could have been a distraction meant to help you or whatever that was. But you also feel yourself infused with this bit of bardic inspiration that's just simmering. And Klepto, this is your turn. What are you doing in this?
So I'm standing in the middle of this fog now.
Yeah, you're in a fog embankment. You can hear people there's shouted directions.
I'm gonna run in the opposite direction and around the first corner I come to and like whip the apron off as I'm doing that. And then I am going to touch my ring of jumping as soon as I like cut around the corner, and then I'm gonna jump for the first like reachable roof.
Awesome. With the ring of jumping, you're easily able to make jumps up and get up into spaces like that. And this, like, whereas Mira is doing distance and racing and just getting ahead, this feels much more like you're trying to do that parkour jump around escape montage moment here. So I would like you to go ahead and roll a acrobatics check.
Jump around.
And since you have the ring of jumping, we'll do that with advantage.
Jump, 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 jump. Sorry.
23.
23. Again, success. So both of you are successful, and you're able to leap up onto a higher part of the cliff face and along the top of another building, which is actually the paved area for the buildings up above, and you're able to kind of like leapfrog your way up and down the walls of the canyon to get distance. Both of you are currently in a successful space. Mira, you have gained some distance. You see the different parts of Canyonville coming towards you. You're moving quickly. What are you up to? What is your next step?
I mean, my goal is to get to Murphy's and to hand in my uniform and possibly finagle something else out of Judy, depending.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's my goal. That's where I'm headed for. I don't have.
Okay, so you're headed for Judy's.
I don't have like a specific. I mean, I guess I'm just.
You're just continuing the.
I'm gonna kind of I'm weaving in order to.
So go ahead and roll another strength check.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
You trip and you fall, and that's 2 fails. That's nat 1. As you trip and fall and roll, you can see that the guards folk are going to be on you in no time at all. That other people have been alerted, and as you're having that moment, you realize you're going to have to do something drastic to get ahead in this situation, or you will be apprehended. Klepto, that's going to take us to you really quickly. What next stage are you doing in your?
Can I like follow now that I'm on this upper level? Am I able to follow like above her?
You kind of went opposite directions, so you're gonna have to be double backing to make that happen.
But can I double back on this level?
Yeah,
where I'm like not being chased.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that and just like make sure that she's getting away.
Okay, so you're heading back the opposite direction. So go ahead and run a strength check to just see if you're able to be successful in this endeavor.
22.
22. Yeah, you take off running back the way you came. You can see that your recent partner in crimes and the burlap sack containing all of the things that you both had acquired created a little bit of a dust pile for a second. And you see between the two of you just various security and guards folk descending on her. But you were successful, so you are able to get closer to her. Mira, what are you doing? People are coming from all angles. You got to do something. You got to think quick. You got to be light on your feet.
I am going to use another charge of the ring.
Okay.
And then I have a grappling hook that I am going to, like, before I use it, I'm going to look for the nearest ledge, and I am going to use the grappling hook to...
I feel like with your experience and your background, grappling hook is nothing to launch for you. But what is something is to ascend at speed.
Mm-hmm. Although I think, hang on. Sorry.
You have the second story work thing? You have the burglar subclass?
Yes, I have second story work.
Okay. So yeah, launching that thing up there, that you're able to get it up into a spot where you think it's going to be okay. You're climbing, able to get up there pretty well, but they're still hot on your heels. What are you doing in this? What are you aiming for? What are you trying to climb up to? What are you trying to do up in this space?
I am once I get up there. What?
I'm just waving because I'm up above you, so I'm just waving.
Oh,
well, you're like climbing up to each other now because he's like here and
I'm going to. I guess I don't know how much time does it take to use a disguise kit. Like, it depends on what I'm doing.
I think that, remember, this is one of those montage things where you're like slipping into a dark shadow, quickly putting some makeup on, using your fast change
out a wig kind of thing.
Yeah. So I would say you have proficiency with your disguise kit.
Okay. Yeah.
Then roll with proficiency bonus, and I think because it is a high speed thing in this moment, I want you to roll this with your dexterity. So dexterity moderator plus your proficiency bonus, roll a d20, and this is going to be your next fail success situation. It is a high DC because of just the high speed nature of the situation, but
21
beats. You have your second success. So you're at 2-2, 2 fails, 2 successes.
Jesus Christ.
And Klepto, you see her climb up quite quickly, doing really well. And then as she rolls over to the top, just swaps out hairpiece and face accoutrements, and just as she's shedding the apron and the other bric-a-brac, the only thing that helps you mark her out is the burlap bag still in her hand. Klepto, this is your last roll if you're successful. You are behind Mira. You see that she's kind of gained ground and is in a better situation than she was. You can tell that people are trying to climb up to where you're at. You doubling back kind of gave them that opportunity to get a little bit closer. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna follow Mira, but I'll do it like stealthing. I'll try to hide.
So you're gonna try to slip into the shadows and not put any more attention on this area. So go ahead and roll a stealth check. There's a lot of attention here, so this is a high roll.
20.
You, for a moment, think that you're slipping away into the shadows.
Oh, no.
But you can hear them shouting out, they're coming together. Don't let them get together. Keep them apart. So that is your first fail. High DC when you're in a serious chase scene like this and have used that as much as you have. Mira.
I'm using Jacoby's dice, and I forgot that these dice don't like me at all.
Mira, you now know where Klepto is. Klepto was trying to get close to you and has been... You've been alerted to the fact that the people chasing you have alerted you to his presence there.
And so they didn't see me change, right?
They did not yet so far, but they definitely knew where you went over the top. So you haven't moved from that spot. You've just changed your appearance.
Right. So essentially what I want to go for is like a drunk or like street urchin kind of thing, like someone who's essentially been sleeping off the night before and using the burlap sack as like a pillow to kind of like, and to act that up. And as they climb over the side, like over the ledge, I want to use minor illusion to make footsteps, like running footsteps sound 30 feet away, like in the direction, like, I guess I don't know if there's
like... This will be a good old deception check. combination of the minor illusion and trying to pretend with this burlap sack that you are asleep here in this space.
Deception.
Deception.
Do you want me to tell you what the DC is right now so you can be scared?
No, because not knowing is just as bad as knowing.
Damn it! I have bardic inspiration. I forgot.
This is deception.
And you have security dice. I don't know what you have left. 19 just fails.
God damn it!
So that is your third
God damn it,
fail.
Bobby.
So as they people coming up from all different directions, they look down, they hear the steps, they look at you. No, that's the sack. And they are going to have you apprehended.
I have
We'll
one
get
last
to that.
charge left. Can I use it?
What do you have?
One last charge on the ring.
What does the ring do again?
The fog ring.
At this point, you're captured
Okay.
because that's the 3 that I gave you, 3 up, 3 down.
Got it.
Klepto has a chance here, and if Klepto's free, then Klepto will have advantage on ways to do things around that. But right now, it's going to just restart the chase scene if you...
Okay.
Okay, Klepto, you can see that Mira has been surrounded. What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy,
Okay.
and I'm going to cause harmless tremors on the ground centered on Mira for 1 minute to try to throw them off of, like, give her an opportunity to escape.
Make it difficult terrain, essentially.
No, it just says harmless. I think it just it's to scare people essentially.
Yeah, it's like
loud
the-
noises or
Got
like
it.
it's just to throw them off. Maybe
It's that whole they have holy powers and they're demonstrating them in strange ways sort of move that is in a lot of the like more religious-y side of magic stuff. That's the favorite.
I have demon blood.
I was thinking more Bilbo Baggins. I am not trying to rob you.
Your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute. Is the first thing on the options.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices on that one.
So,
It's
yeah.
like prestidigitation and just it's fun utility type thing. So tell me about what you're trying to get this to do by shaking the ground. You're trying to
I'm trying to
make
make
them
them
nervous.
like scare them, distract them to let her go.
Okay,
so she can,
roll an intimidation check, but in this case, it is going to be with disadvantage because they do have her successfully surrounded.
Dirty 20.
You can see Mira around you. Several of the faces are very startled, but the main individual seems to be very intent on you. Klepto, for you, that doesn't do a success or a failure, so you're still in that order. What else are you going to be doing? Mira is still surrounded, but you can see that people are spooked. And
How many people are we talking about here?
about 4 or 5 people that are right there, and then there's more coming in from all angles right now.
I would like to rush in, shoulder down, and just hit the guy that's still holding onto her. Just like football.
Okay, go ahead and
Rush
roll
in.
an attack. It'll be a because it's a physical attack. I don't know if you have anything like that for your classes because I don't know what classes you got, but you can just roll a
It should be like an unarmed strike.
unarmed strike if anything, or you're trying to bowl them over. Go ahead and just roll a strength check. This is going to be opposed strength. You're gonna see if you can knock them prone.
Natural 20! Finally, that's
Okay,
my first
so-
one today.
This is going to restart the chase scene because you have successfully broken Mira out, but you are still in a surrounded situation. And this time, I'm only giving you 2 checks. So 2 successes or 2 failures, but you're going to have to do whatever you're going to do. The 2 of you are together in this time, so you could either collaborate on this or work separately. Which would you like this sequence of chases to look like? This is like Jason Bourne under the bridge moment here.
Can we
No
keep
question.
going up? Is there more? I feel like
Do you-
that's some.
Yeah, I think you all can climb. There's no check for that right now. What are you doing to make sure that they're not following you?
I mean, I'm just gonna. Well, you can climb fast, right? Isn't that your okay? So I'm gonna use my jumping ring again, and I'm gonna try to jump like up to the next level, and then hopefully she will follow me. I guess.
So you're both going to use the getting up. What are you doing as you're getting up to keep them from trying to follow you?
I'll use my last charge
Oh.
of the ring.
Since I don't trust Rurik, I should say that I also am going to grab the bag from whoever is holding it if I can. I assume
Mira
that
is
she was-
holding it still.
You're still holding. Oh,
hadn't
never
let
mind
go.
then. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I assumed they'd
Yeah.
taken it.
Yeah, they hadn't quite gotten there. This was stopping the escape situation, and now you've restarted the escape situation. So, Mira, you're using the last charge to do what?
To cast the fog charm or fog
Okay.
spell. and then
I would like
up out
both
of
of
it
you
rather than-
to roll a. I think this is a stealth check, unless you want to go with something else of just trying to be quiet as you slip into this fog and away from them and try to get them not to catch sight of you. So both of you just roll your stealth checks.
Ooh, 14 plus.
Natural 20 again. On a different dice.
Mine
So that's a 30.
is. Adding 9 always 23.
Some Asher level roll right there.
The two of you slip up the side of the space, and that is your first success. People are searching for you, but they do not seem to be able to spot you at the moment. This gives you a little bit of breathing space. You're still being hunted for. You're not out of this situation, but what are the two of you doing now that you've slipped up into the fog and out of view?
I'm going to do thaumaturgy again, but I'm going to open and slam a door like 30 feet in the opposite direction from the way I'm about to run.
Okay,
Or the way I'm
you're
about to
trying
sneak away.
distract, okay. Mira, are you doing anything in line with that, or are you...
I mean, I guess I don't know that he's going to do that. Maybe as he does it. I don't know. No, I think.
I mean, you've been in this
Actually-
game for a long time. You know what other thieves have been getting
Yeah.
up to in recent years. So this isn't exactly a unknown, but
I guess maybe I'm going to use another minor illusion to do like a crate getting knocked over or something like that, like a something smashing, but like not in the same direction.
okay.
Like I'll hear his and then I'm going to do mine somewhere else, but like split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to like create a triangle of them having to go
Yeah,
and
Trying to
like,
figure out which is which.
And then we sneak in direction number 3.
so this is going to be the two of you both rolling deception checks.
Okay.
And I just excited to see what happens. Used up a lot of skills, and this one's been used a couple of times, so
Yeah.
24.
22.
you are both successful.
Oh my god, thank god, finally.
The two of you take a breath. It's you do continue to move forward and get further and further along. You do make it to your hideout, Mira. Klepto, you see this space that is just, it's a safe house. You've seen 1,000 safe houses. Nothing new or special about this one other than it belongs to your recent compatriot in this work. And you are both in the clear. No trace of those following you.
Well,
That was
I just
fun.
love that this is like that denouement after the chase scene in a video game or movie or whatever, and you're just like, the patching wounds, taking breaths, washing off weird disguise kit makeup.
Putting on more disguise kit makeup because they're looking for us.
Yeah.
All All right.
Okay.
I guess we could try to open the arcane box.
I think Larissa's having a little technical difficulty moment, so give her a second. But yeah, if you want to, you can tell me. Like, I'm assuming Mira would have. You can kind of spread out the materials you have, and unless Larissa shakes her head, oh no, I'm just going to keep going. But you spread out the materials in front of the two of you. You've got the files that you found, and this lockbox. What are you doing?
You can't pick an arcane lock, right? Or really, how do you see?
I think Mira does share with you that there's something magical to this, that when she last had her detect magic up, and she knows that there's something to it. I think go ahead and roll an Arcana check, even if you're not proficient in arcane.
That's 5.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really know. You've not tried it before that you know of, but I think it depends on your history. Has every lock yielded its secrets to you in the past, or is this?
I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I'll try to pick it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for your lock picking, which will be a dexterity check plus your proficiency bonus plus, dexterity check.
Okay. So if I think I can use ambush for this, right? When you make a dexterity or then it says stealth in parentheses, but it says when you make a dexterity check or an initiative roll, you can expend 1 superiority die and add the die to the roll. So this is a dex check, so I can use that.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I like that idea of the fighter rogue synthesis going on there. That seems like a fun thing.
17.
Funny use of ambush, but I think it's fun.
Okay, so it's 27. What's the Bardic Inspiration die?
I think she's at a D8, but I could be wrong. No, D6? Oh, that's because you got low level. D6. I forgot her Bardic level is not her whole level.
$30 with all of those different dies.
You pry at the lock, and you are poking at it, trying to get it to yield its secrets, so to speak. And you are successful at unlocking it. And you're also successful at hopefully rolling a Constitution saving throw for both of you. So you would both roll a Constitution saving throw. The DC for this is
21.
You beat that. We'll say that Mira does not. She fails. She falls into a coughing fit. That's why she's muted right now. I'm just being a brat.
What's going on with you?
Me up later. I think her things all became unplugged or something.
She rolled a 16.
Okay. So with a 16 and you could see her coughing for a little bit. And for the next hour, Larissa, you have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Now we're both dumb.
That's not dumb. It's just not wise. But yeah, you pop it open and the combination of the folder you found. The other folders are notes, and there's a lot of notes in the folder you found. But also they seem to both relate to the same thing. I think reading through it, you see some of those same keywords that you'd heard before. And I think I need you to roll an investigation check just to see.
Investigation. That's a 2. I have a -1. Wait, no, that's not right. That's a 5. Sorry, I have a +2.
Yeah. Seems like the target has been acquired. time to pass it off and pay your way to, or get paid, whatever it is. You know, it's that thing.
I cannot figure out what is happening in Larissa's world over here.
No idea either, and it's kind of fun to watch, but I feel like that's a terrible thing.
Is that a different microphone?
I guess her mic must have died. I don't know.
I don't know.
So...
Do you want to just come in here and finish? I think we're almost done. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me put you in the speakers and see if it feeds back. Hopefully it will not.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Hang on, I gotta...
Okay. Well...
Oh, I guess we gotta...
Cancel the banner out.
Settings. Audio.
Always fun to have a little bit of stuff.
Hello? Okay, try now.
I am here and I am ready to play the game.
How is it? Can you hear it?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay,
Sound great?
Okay. Ah, cool.
So once Larissa joins you, we can find out what's happening. Poor Larissa. All right, so you've looked over. We just need Larissa to look over what's going on. And then we will be able to know the end of the game, so to speak.
Hello! We play
Hi.
together.
You are
Same
partners.
room.
Oh, you know what? This is more fun for this. Hey, hi. Okay, so Larissa, Klepto just tried to check out the information and just didn't understand anything about it. You also, I think, should have a chance to roll an investigation check as you're looking at all of the various materials that have been placed around.
Okay. So we've successfully opened the box?
Yes.
Okay.
All the stuff is out there. They both seem to relate to the same type of thing overall.
All right. I guess, yeah, I'll just roll a straight investigation check.
Awesome.
5. 12?
With a 12, you are a little bit more. I mean, you definitely are like, yeah, we can turn this in. It doesn't have a stamp other than the space that you were already just in. And you wonder if this was really ever something that belonged to the Guildmaster. And looking at them, you might be able to sell these if you chose to break the deal that you've made before.
I feel like trying to, since I was called a masher, since Klepto is trying to figure out or trying to establish himself as like the world's greatest thief, I feel like he can't go back on his deals, so he probably wouldn't want to take it and sell it. So
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Like
same.
reputation is more.
Reputation over short-term profit. Yeah, so I think that the two of you agree to go back to the Guildmaster and collect the remaining balance on your reward. You make your way to the meeting point that was described, which wasn't the office. And it's not the Falling Rock. It is a location that I think neither of you have really been to before. Mira, you've been scoping out a lot of things in Canyonville, but this is just a neighborhood you haven't had the chance to get into yet. An old warehouse used for farming materials close to the rim of the canyon. And the rim of the canyon isn't exactly the prime material anymore because that's where so much industrial work is happening. And now that the canyon is being carved out deeper and deeper, and although that work has stopped more recently, the prime real estate is lower to the canyon floor because access to the floor means being able to cross the canyon safely and quickly to the other half of the city. But this particular location at the rim, at the top, You go into this space and it is dark. You can see the individual that you know as the guildmaster standing there. It looks like you were successful. Lovely. I do have your remainder. And they're holding a small little wooden chest, like a craft chest you would find at Joann's or Michael's. But you can hear the heavy thunking of funds within.
Open it. You stay there. Open it.
You see the glimmer of old world gold. A little bit more spendable than the paper money that's been making its way around, but not as spendable in Overton and Canyonville as this area has adopted pretty heavily the paper currency that makes life just a tiny bit easier, but spendable nonetheless, and a little more untraceable.
All right. You close it, lock it. Toss it over here.
The plans.
They're right here.
Open it.
Oh.
I need you both to make a wisdom saving throw as you're distracted.
These are mine.
I moved my dice. Her dice are where mine are, and I almost rolled her.
Wisdom save.
That's 9. Bye.
17.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have advantage. Hang on.
I know you don't. You have disadvantage because of the trap that got triggered. So that means you're at neutral. So you just get the
straight roll.
Yeah.
All right, that was a 9 anyways.
Okay. So Asher definitely feels it Asher, dang it. Klepto feels it the strongest as Klepto kind of gets hit by this wave of just something and leans back a little bit woozily as something happens. He doesn't know what it is. I think for you, Mira, you can feel it. You've dealt with telepathic things in the past. You've dealt with this type of stuff.
Wait.
And something is scouring your brain.
Hang on.
Okay.
I have a ring of mind shielding.
What does that do? What does your ring of mind shielding do to you?
Wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know your alignment, and know your creature type. Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. Yeah, the rest of it is not applicable to this.
Do you allow this mind probe to happen?
No.
So you successfully fend this off. You can feel the approach. You can feel the mind trying to meet your mind. And you fight it off.
Are you regret giving me 5 magical items yet?
No. I love it.
Wait, was that an option?
You have them. You have 5 too.
Oh, I have 5 items.
Yeah, 5 green is magical.
5 magical items.
That was completely on accident. I didn't know that was the rules.
No, that's why I gave them to her. So as you are both bashed with this wave of energy, you see the room in front of you shift and 12 dark figures appear around the guildmaster. And the guildmaster says, your payment, that was perfect. I got what I need. And chucks the box to you with the money. And those figures that appeared bow slightly to you. And you hear one of them say, if you ever have interest in working with us again, we appreciate it. And not even glancing at that burlap sack, they all start to leave. The guildmaster first, kind of being guided by the lighter sounding voice as they head out through a darkened tunnel in the back space of this warehouse area. And then slowly the others start peeling away. If you wanted to say or do something to interrupt, you're left with just the last few individuals and then that figure who spoke to you.
I'm confused. Did they take the plans?
No, they did not.
Wait, was this a test?
Oh, you laid out for us the security for the party tonight perfectly.
Oh. Yeah, you could have just asked us to do that.
Oh, but where would be the fun in that? I suppose you could call this a test. And you passed.
Mm-hmm.
And that person turns and starts walking away. You are stuck with plans for an airship thing that nobody is collecting on. And that's where we're going to wrap this up. If you have any ridiculous questions, I can answer some of them, but some of them can't be answered because you have yet to finish a battle where this all comes to play.
I guess we'll just go sell them to Grand.
Nice. Opening up Grand's black market branch. What? I'm just curious. What does?
Maybe we'll ransom them back to the Air Guild, like my original plan.
Yeah. What do you think Mira and Klepto get up to after that?
They make sweet, mad, passionate love.
And in the post-mortem.
I think they're probably going to go, or at least Klepto's going to go to a different city for a while. I think things are a little hot here.
Same.
Maybe we'll check out the Delve for a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you all for a lovely session. It's great to have you. Please like, subscribe, and more other things.
Clickety buttons.
This is a fun one shot. We were just doing it last minute, so hope you enjoyed. And
Thank you for a fun session, Rue.
have fun. There's a button that I'm supposed to be hitting, and I'm forgetting what button to hit because I am a goober. Because I have to turn off this, and then there's this, and then there's that.